Hey guys, we're back with the house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. Last time we finished part 1, and we finished the interlude, which was really good. I loved it. It was like with Jaron, and it was told from multiple points of views from people she interacted with. And then finally it was from third person with her and Barney, and it was just great. I loved it. So we're going to be starting part 2 this time. I considered starting Ascento de Lee. I hope I'm saying that right. But I decided I'll just go through the main story, then come to those. I think that's a more natural way to do it, probably. We'll get to these eventually. I'm waiting for you. I'll be there eventually. And gift, I assume, is just, you know... Well, actually, I looked at the Steam achievements, and, complete the first Untold Tale, second Untold Tale, and third Untold Tale. And those aren't the ones from doing, Ascento de Lee Happily Ever After and... oh, maybe... Oh, I think those are, Tales in Obscured, whatever. Because to complete the first Untold Tale, get it? Maybe? Probably. That makes sense. And then Gift is just the standard stuff. What's past is Prologue, and there's the Psalms. I don't know how to say that. We read that last time, so... We have this guy. Tis a shame what happened to Geneva. We don't know his name yet. What do you think it is? Like Bill? Bob? Maybe. So, he still has blood on his clothes, so I don't think there's been a time skip. The post-revolution merrymaking continued into the wee hours of the morning. Okay, so we skipped to the, like, half a day. After things settled down and the men returned to the city, an elderly man calling himself Odilon? Odilon? Is that Odilon? Odilon. Odilon? Pronunciation. I don't want to watch the video. So then one of a pronounced names comes on to me. They're like, yo, you just stole a robot recorded thing that isn't even right half the time. But it's a French name, apparently. According to this Wikipedia page about Odilon Barrett. So do you think it's Odilon or Odilon? Odilon sounds more natural, so... It's also French, you have to consider, like... It doesn't matter. We're already saying so many names wrong. What's the worst that could happen? Showed himself before me. Despite his evident age, the man stood tall and spoke in a clear, confident voice. So I wonder if this guy's going to be evil or just be a nice, noble guy. Probably evil, but I mean... I hope they end up making him, like, self-interested, but not evil. That's peak noble. Looking into his his eyes are closed. Deep sapphire eyes, it felt as though I could see everything he had borne witness to in these walls engraved within them. Odilon revealed himself as an ally of the revolution, as having been in contact with Geneva. Now things proceeded as initially planned. She was to take power and build the land anew with my assistance. But great change is never without its cost. Nevertheless, I want to protect that smile. I'm unspeakably grateful for how swiftly you managed to dethrone the former lord. Without your heroic efforts, would still... Enough with the butt kissing. There we go, yeah. Tell me who you are and exactly what you're hoping to get out of me. No need to be so apprehensive, I assure you. I'm more than happy to tell you everything you wish to know. I served as consul to the late Lord Jean-Francois Barnier. And 'twas I who aided the revolution from within the manor's walls. I forgot a word there. Coordinating with Geneva on the outside. So that make you the one who ordered the gates open for us, then? Verily. Furthermore, I arranged to have a number of the guards turn coat. Well, you did fine work. Would have lost a lot more men without your efforts. I have to ask, though. Where were you while it was actually happening? I don't recall seeing you anywhere. Took the liberty of finding myself shelter. How fortunate for you to be able to kick back and watch, only to crawl out of your hole after you relieve the Lord of his set. He's like 80 years old. Cut him a break. Come on. Might you, perchance, be suggesting this old bag of bones take up the blade? I'd only serve as an impediment to your success. 30 years ago, mayhap, but hardly could I point a sword straight today. Perhaps you would say that I, as a supporter of your cause, should have been present for the occasion regardless. But of little aid I would have been, really dying a fool's death, giving naught but another body upon which the living would check. You're skilled with your words, old man. Of course, 'tis my job. There's but one service I can provide you. My knowledge. Knowledge? Meaning you intend to continue to service the Lord's Council? For what other reason would I lend my hand to this revolution? You expect me to just take your word? To trust you? Surely you're aware that you cannot rightfully govern this territory without the acknowledgement of the neighboring counts and the king. I have knowledge and connections which would prove invaluable in establishing you as a legitimate and qualified to inherit the throne. Yes, I know. I did not saunter in here blind. I still hadn't figured out how I would accomplish that, but... Wait. I recognize you from somewhere. Yeah, we saw a sprite in the beginning. I remember. You were here during the revolt 3 years ago. You're the one who helped Barnier escape. 'Twas indeed I. That's all the more reason not to trust you. You sat back and watched, not a dang peep, as the clown of a lord left his people to rot. Like heck I'm letting you be my counsel. You're an astute young man, but still far too green for your own good. You failed to fully separate yourself from your old life. Excuse me? I assure you, I was no more fond of Lord Barnier's predilections than you. But as I'm sure you're aware, he's quick to send his opponents off to the gallows. He'd be no more merciful to his counsel than to the slum dweller. My objections would have ensured but one thing, a swift, meaningless death. Moreover, you knew it was not yet the time and stayed your hand, nay? I too had reached the same conclusion and was waiting the appropriate time. The perfect time to rearrange the board. Yeah. You must dispense with the childish emotion. I can talk, I swear. Childish emotion that controls you. Act exclusively in service of that which most benefits you. And you cannot do that without someone to guide you. You're still merely a fledgling, young man. You know not up from down in this vast new world. You have neither an army nor the weapons with which to defend yourself. Should you go on into that world unoccupied, it'll snap your neck before you feel the hands upon your skin. What benefits are you hoping to reap from this? You're not acting out of the love for the people, that much is obvious. A chance to fulfill my duties as counsel to the Lord. My expertise went largely unused under Lord Barnier's rule. It was a deeply frustrating time for me. Though if I may be blunt, perhaps I should say that I would like to die knowing I have accomplished something worthwhile with my life. I can promise you I have no intention of mistreating the people for my own personal amusement. Still giving me no reason to actually trust you. Allow my work to speak for my words. Allow me to proffer unto you my knowledge, that it might be of service to you. I don't completely trust this man, nor do I think I ever will. He's after something. Probably wants to use me as a puppet under the guise of assisting me as my counsel. Makes a good point, though. I'll need someone to show me the ropes if I want any chance of governing effectively. Have you come to a decision? Okay. It's a pleasure to have you, Odilon. At your service. That said, try anything, you'll be out the door faster than you can blink. Understood. Good. Now, if I may, I'd like to offer my first instruction. And what would that be? You'll need to make a formal proclamation of your succession. There's so many among your people who know not who you are. Thus, you must declare yourself the rightful heir, the lost son of Lord Barnier's predecessor. You must assume a new name. Say again? The name by which you were known before is but a veil behind which you guided your noble identity. The time has come for you to reclaim your true self. Hold on a second. I'm not... Yes, I'm aware of your lineage. Okay. And what name do you suppose I should take? You shall assume his name. Jean-Francois Barnier. Is this some kind of sick joke? You're insane if you think I'm taking on that psychopathic killer's name. Why on the green earth would I ever want to call myself after the man I'd dethroned? Among the nobility, names are oft passed on. From father to son, from brother to brother. But why his name? A name associated with fear and tyranny. Are you trying to hobble me before I take my first step? Look, it was like this in the original game. You just gotta go with it, okay? You'll remove the stain his deeds have left upon the name. Lord Barnier killed his father, brothers, and all their families in attendance, as Geneva likely told you. Or as the flashback told us. Why do you suppose he killed them? Are you mocking me, old man? He killed them because he was a dang madman. Lord Barnier was not their rightful heir. Excuse me? He was merely a stand-in, to be disposed of and quietly replaced when came to time. However, he grew voracious for power, fixated on becoming the Lord himself. So he killed everyone who stood in his way, both the Barnier family and the attendants who knew the truth. Why wasn't he the heir? He said that in the originals because his father didn't like him, or something. And so, but I wonder if we're going to see that expanded upon at all. Though I failed to realize that the Lord had sired another son. You, the rightful inheritor of the Jean-Francois Barnier name. So that's our story, huh? Not the fake, he was. When the truth is revealed, the people will be captured, and crucially, the damage to the Barnier family name will be minimized. After all, Barniers were but victims of this charlatan's avarice. As you are to take on the Barnier family name, it's to your benefit that the reputation you inherit is as unblemished as possible. Furthermore, you have nothing to gain from keeping your present name. No longer are you the man you were in the slums. You must become a new man entirely. Enough. I need time to think. A day. Give me just one. I cannot. It's a matter of the utmost importance. You must act swiftly, for the opportunity will pass and the tides turn against you anon. The people are on your side for now. However, should he fail to expeditiously demonstrate that you, as their new lord, are likewise on their side, you'll find yourself with more than the counts upon your doorstep. You must decide now. Sir. Alright. I'll swallow my pride. I knew there'd be need to be some changes before I embarked on this road. So this isn't unexpected. Just moving quicker than I was prepared for. A wise decision. Now, before we move on to the next order of business, I must ask. Are you physically well enough to remain on your feet for a short while longer? You kinda got stabbed, like, twice in, well, in the manner of 2 weeks, I think? So, I mean, like, well, no, there's a time skip between. You get stabbed twice in the same year. It's usually pretty fatal. Especially in, like, medieval times. Or, like, present times, getting stabbed, it depends on where you get stabbed. Like, if it's in your stomach, I think you're dead. Like, probably. Nobody wins in a knife fight, that's what I've heard. You'll need to stand before your people and make a speech. Nevertheless, it is evident that you are wounded from your battle. And it would reflect poorly on your accomplishments were you to collapse during your first appearance. I'll be fine. I can hold myself up long enough to give a speech. Ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. He just laughs like that. Youth, what a wonderful thing. You must be sure to get your rest once you have finished. I'll arrange for the best doctor to come examine you. Appreciated. Now then, let us be off. Just in the bloody rags, that's fine. You need me to repeat after me. Hey, did you hear the new lord's speech? Barnier was a fraud this entire time. What? No way. God, I should have skipped work and got up to the manor to see it. Still got a chance. Go down to the square. Town crier spreading the word of the whole thing. Did you hear? The new lord led the charge in the revolution, and he was the real Jean-Francois Barnier. I heard. I was there for his speech. He's so young. Easy on the eyes, to boot. They say he spent years living in the slums, hiding his true identity. That must have been so difficult for him. At long last, we're freed from our suffering. Free from the terror of Lord Barnier. Cheers for the new lord. Oh, give me a break. No dang lord. How goes it, Maria? Look like you ain't slept in weeks. Where'd your smile go? Where's your smile, girl? Today's the day for celebrating. Oh, go frick yourself, pardon my French. What? You're the one who pushed him into this. Huh? What are you getting mad about? You pressured him into this stupid revolution, becoming the Lord. Whoa, that ain't what happened at all. Jacobo's the one who proposed the whole thing. He was trying to talk sense into you at the Midsummer Festival. Yeah, for the love of cripes. Cripes? What crawled up your butt and died? The crazy guy's gone, and now we got someone on our side in power. What's there to complain about? Is there anything in that meathead of yours? What was that? You do realize he can never come back now, right? He's the Lord. He's gone, and he's gone for good. Up there in that manor, all by himself. And you dragged him up to the top of that hill and left him there. You know that you want someone to take this out on. Jacopo's also the one who proposed becoming the Lord. No. I didn't push a dang thing on him. He showed up one day with a ring bearing the Barnier's family crest. And then told everyone he was royalty and had a claim to the throne. This is insane. It was his words that sparked the revolution. There's no way. Jacopo is royalty? You need to get a better sense of humor. My thoughts exactly at first too, but then I saw the crest on the ring. It's the real deal. Did he miss the whole part when he put the ring in front of everyone before he stormed the manor? His whole spiel about being there? That was pretty dang convincing if I do say so myself. You seriously think I was there for some stupid pep talk? Ain't ya his friend? Feel like a friend should be rooting for his success, you know? That's what I'm doing. I can say that much. Anyway, I got a hot date with a couple of kegs, so I'm out of here. Does he want to come with? We're gonna be partying all night long. Like heck I'm coming. Pardon my French. Just thought I'd ask. Try not to look so sour all the time, okay? You're much prettier when you're smiling. Thank you, kind friend. That's what she said. Duly noted. Later. Can't root for him because he's my friend. For some reason when he said later, I thought like later skater. Then I just thought like Groudon like rolling away on like rollerblades. Can't root for him because he's my friend. I know better than anyone that he's in over his head. All I can do is pray for you, Jacopo. Pray that you'll always be the Jacopo we know. This won't change you. We're still friends, right? Even if we're worlds apart now. Okay, after giving me just enough time to recover, Odilon, okay, Odilon. I mean, that's what I'm going with, Odilon. Just say it a lot so I remember it. Quickly got to work instructing me in everything I needed to know to be a lord. My first priority was to revitalize the city, cleaning up the mess my predecessor had left in it. As much as I wanted to ensure that everyone had food and water, it simply wasn't possible to make happen overnight. We would need to significantly expand our farmland, build additional granaries, repair existing irrigation canals, not to mention crack down on crime and disorder. There's so much to do it was almost dizzying. The last thing I had time to do was whine. That said, none of it could happen with a snap of the fingers. It would take time and manpower, which meant we'd have to use existing stores in the meantime. Ask the people, particularly among the upper class, to relinquish ownership of their stockpiles for me to redistribute among the population. That'll allow everyone to make it through the transitional period, I figured. Naturally though, not everyone was happy with the arrangement. The cries of dissatisfaction were drowned out by cheers of support when I explained that it was for everyone's sake. That we would need to band together to carry the whole city through what would be a rocky transition. As I was patting myself on the back for a job well done, Odilon shook his head and said, "To hold a year at most." We have enough stores to make it last 3 years though. 2 if we want to be extra safe. They'll set your manor ablaze long before the stores run dry. Excuse me? Why would they? I'm obviously doing everything in my power to revitalize the city. And I was the one who freed them from the claws of the tyrant. The people see only the results. Though they accept your promises of improvement now, if, in a year's time, they do not see those words bear fruit, their trust in you will wither away. You came from the slums is viewed now as a heroic rise to power, but your past will soon be turned against you, used to delegitimize you. You must produce for them tangible results. God, I knew this wouldn't be easy, still. It boils my blood to think my predecessor, sat around on his butt all day long. Did he even accomplish anything in his entire time as the Lord? I think of only one truly positive effect on his regime, right? His support for the arts. His what? Surely you have seen the numerous pieces of art adorning the manor's walls. He would often treat himself with works from the finest artists and artisans in the land. Oh, you mean all those paintings and vases and fancy drapes? Bunch of worthless junk, every last bit of it. None of it will do anything to fill the people's empty stomachs. To seem you understand not the value of art. Well, I did grow up in the slums. Do you know what purpose art serves? To make you feel better? It's nice to have around, but not much more than that. Bribes, my boy. Those who hunger for power similarly hunger for ways to flaunt it. The singularity of a piece of art fills that role. Some have a genuine appreciation for art, others merely use it as a tool. But nonetheless, skilled craftsmen, artists, and their works naturally gravitate towards those with power. It would be wise for you to consider dressing somewhat less pedestrian soon. Oh, are they gonna bring in his old sprite? This is a new sprite, right? I think? I'm pretty sure. Now, we should be able to put the former Lord's possessions to good use in helping you build up valuable relationships. Mean start handing out bribes? Handing out bribes? Not handling out bribes. Indeed. Remember, they're negotiation tools. You must use them where they provide you the greatest returns. Negotiation, huh? Alright, I think I see what you're getting at. I want to revitalize the city in a year, but I need help from my good neighbors. In exchange for provisions and workers, I offer the various Count's pieces from Barney's collection. Sound about right? Precisely. My, you're much cleverer than I would expect for a man from the slums. Now, if you would only become accustomed to this manner of thinking, you could become a fine leader in short order. Appreciate the concern, old man. I'll dispatch messengers and arrange meetings with the Count so we can begin anon. I hope I do not have to remind you. You'll need to be very careful with your words, Lord Barnier. Yeah, I know. I didn't think I liked the whole Jacopo political thing, but I'm already loving it. So, I'm looking forward to seeing him just break and seeing whether Odilon remains loyal to him or if he's not a cool old man like I think he is right now. With his CG nose. Look at his nose! I swear they just pop CG. They figured out how to do noses, so they just made like a 3D model of one. Just put it on his face. Seem quite tired, Lord Barnier. You think? Every day I have to go meet with someone new, and I spend all my time traveling, learning how to read and write. It's enough to exhaust anyone. Tis necessary nonetheless. Illiteracy will only... Yes, I know. You said I look tired, and I'm telling you why that is. Never said I had a problem with it. I overstepped. My apologies. Your diligence has been invaluable in earning the Count's favor, Lord Barnier. I think quite fondly of you. Is that so? Is that certainly not the impression I'm getting? Put on a facade of friendliness, but beneath the surface, they're all laughing, trying to figure out how to best use me, or just outright scoffing. Not one of them sincerely trusts me. I'm just a pawn to them. We're all pieces on one another's board. What's that supposed to mean? To be most prudent to consider that unqualified friendship simply does not exist in a high society. All interpersonal relationships are built upon a foundation of mutual benefit, save for exceedingly rare, short-lived exceptions. Nonetheless, you should not consider being used as a bad thing. We all climb atop each other's boards, offering ourselves up as a powerful piece. And so do they offer themselves to us. Should you wish to survive in high society, you must always ensure your peers see you as a piece worth buying. That means you're putting yourself out there as well, old man. Indeed, I'm your pawn, Lord Barnier. I offer myself to you, and in your using me, I gain this position as counsel to the Lord. It is a far more practical and reliable system than one founded on something so uncertain as emotion, do you not say? Which is to say, I'm a pawn to him as much as he is to me. I suppose so. Then I too will have to ensure I remain useful, lest I be swept aside and another Barnier brought in to take my place. Oh, actually, that Barnier is also a fake. I'm the real Barnier. And while giving the speech, he gets killed. No, I'm the real Barnier. And then that cycle just continues. Ho ho ho. Sharp words, my lord. But worry not, for I have no qualms with your performance at present. Now, Lord Barnier, we must discuss your next... Hold on a sec, will you? Yes, sir? Do you mind not calling me Lord Barnier in private? I can understand why you want to keep up the charade even when no one's looking. Frankly, Just not comfortable with it. Very well. Then my lord it shall be. Can't say I'm surprised you won't use my real name. But still. Yeah, that'll do. Thank you. Not at all. Now back to business, my lord. Took long enough, but we're finally starting to see some real progress. This thing's called the Conqueror, by the way. I wonder how long this will be. Because I'm down for like a 40-minute episode. Or if the scene ends, I'll probably just call it. Who knew negotiation was so much work? You should be proud of your accomplishments, my lord. It's hardly an easy feat to amass that much manpower and resources in only 6 months. Okay, it's been 6 months then. Doing better than expected, huh? That means we have 2.5 years to go. How's public opinion looking? Reports should be coming in by now, I assume. Some dissatisfaction, but numbers are within expectations. Dissatisfied? With what? Spent every waking moment these past 6 months working my butt off to revitalize the city. You all aren't happy with that? You should be jumping with joy. My lord, must understand that it is impossible to satisfy everyone. A degree of discontent is to be expected. Even so, it should be blindingly obvious how much better I'm doing than the previous basket of rainbows and kittens. All is forgotten on the gentle ebb and flow of time. Past injustices matter little in the face of the present. It hasn't even been a year. The people do not genuinely care about you, or will they ever. They may sing your praises one day and forget about you the next. Believe we've been through this before. Surely there's someone out there who gets it. That is wishful thinking, my lord. You can work yourself to your very bones. People would merely see you as fulfilling your duty. You must not seek their approval. More will be expected of you. More will be the subject of your undeserved resentment, for the simple reason that you exist in a position of power. Only those in a similar position can understand your hardships. Ultimately, then, you have 2 choices. Either dedicate yourself in service of your people, or mercilessly exploit them like your predecessor. I won't follow in that guy's footsteps. I pray your heart remains true, that you remain a wise and caring lord. Dang it. So what specifically are people happy about? The foremost is food shortages. This was anticipated. All we can do is ask them to persevere. The second comes from the upper class. Didn't we have like 3 years worth of food? Go on. They are quite naturally displeased about being made to surrender their stockpiles. It would be prudent to offer them how do you say that one? Remuneration in the near future. I didn't get that right, but it's close enough. They're doing well enough for themselves already. My lord. I know. Just letting off some steam. So go butter up all the rich men in town. Wonderful. The whole idea was to help the less well off, yet here I am. I understand you're not pleased about this, my lord, but do remember you have more to fear from a few of the upper class banding together than the entirety of the slums. For they wield a most troublesome weapon, an upper class upbringing. They know precisely who to tell and what to tell about you to tarnish your reputation in the blink of an eye. Do not placate yourself by thinking the common man will see through the attempts to undermine you. Even if they did, an unlikely supposition, they could do nothing to counter it. They are powerless. But it's the people at the bottom who pulled most of the weight organizing and executing the revolution. It was an exceptional set of circumstances that allowed the revolution to take place as it did, not the least of which was the Lord's status as unequal. I'm not okay. Unequivocally evil in the eyes of the people. You will not find them all agreeing on anything so readily now. Alright, I get it. The point is, you gotta win all the rich people, or my whole operation is gonna come to a grinding halt, right? So as much as it rubs me the wrong way, I'll do what I have to do. A wise decision, my lord. Is that the last of the complaints? No. The influx of immigrants has caused an increase in general unrest. Of course it has. I bring them in to help with the restoration effort, and they go and cause their own new set of problems. It's like I'm chasing my tail here. As long as there are people under your authority, never will you be completely free of strife. You're telling me. So would increasing the guards' presence in the city help keep the peace? Most of those with the training necessary are already deployed, meaning you'll need to have new guards trained from the ground up. You'll have to mobilize them where they're most needed. In other words, tighten your grip on the slums. So now I've got to take away the freedom. I know you have a personal attachment with that area, my lord, but you must cast that aside. No longer are you the man you once were. The slum should never have been allowed to fall into such lawlessness in the first place. Or merely be restoring it to its proper state. If you truly wish to bring prosperity to this land, you must eventually scale down and then eliminate the slums. But if I get rid of the slums, I'll be getting rid of their home. My lord. I know. I understand what you're getting at. I understand that everything you're saying is perfectly logical. Can we hold off on that for a bit? A bunch of guys down there formed this peacekeeper group to, keep the peace. They'll gladly help out if we could talk to them, I'm sure. We can scale up our patrols. No stepping on their toes. Got it? As you command, my lord. Yep! He's Old Sprite. I wonder if... do you think he's scaled differently? Do you think his, old one had a bigger head than this one? I don't know. I'd have to look at them at the same time. What's wrong with his hand? Is he missing a finger? Oh no, that's his pinky? What? Hold on. Put my hands in that position. Oh, that's it. That's where his thumb would be. Okay, I see. His thumb's under his arm. Right? That's... Wait. That one's his right arm. Wait, no. His right arm is doing that. So, switch... I didn't believe it's been a whole year. Feels like I only just started yesterday. And also like I've been doing this forever. Oh. How fast are we going to go through this? You're looking somewhat worse for wear, my lord. Do I? Who am I kidding? You're right. On the other hand, you don't look like you've even lost an hour of sleep this entire year. Goes to show how inexperienced I really am. While it's true that I've been in that position for many years, I also do not bear nearly as much responsibility as you. I'm merely staying in the background and offer you small pieces of advice. All the while, you face the cards directly, negotiate with counts, make dozens of difficult decisions. Stop sucking up! There's one thing I've learned in all my years. Doesn't he kind of look like a Gandalf? I only read the books for Lord of the Rings. I read them a year ago. I never saw the movies. But that's kind of what Gandalf looks like, right? Long hair, beard. So that I could never begin to imagine the weight of ruler must carry. Never mind one who's never raised to take their throne and thrust themselves into the labyrinth of politics and high society. It would be a greater surprise if the trials had not taken their toll. That reminds me, Bonnier was a lord for a full decade before we took him out, wasn't he? And as I recall, he wasn't much of a despot early on. How do you say that? Despot? I don't know. Just 1 year taking this much out of me. How much longer before I'm no longer able to act like a reasonable human being? But don't think like that, Jacopo. Actually, forget it. What matters is that we seem to be doing a good job minimizing discontent. Indeed, I've successfully made it through the first year. The city is decidedly more presentable than it was when you took the throne. There are precious few who could replicate your accomplishments in such short time, my lord. You would do well to take pride in your work. Pushing to do everything so quickly has taken its toll. People are worn thin. Slaves are dying by the droves. Still have a ways to go before there's anything I can be proud of. Slaves are the tools of progress, my lord. Tools do not last forever and must be replaced regularly. You can't build a house with your bare hands, I get it. And then quickly. Not even a year ago, I would have been up in arms about the number of slaves dying. But now, they're just numbers to me. Apparently my worldview has changed quite a bit. It's about time we started considering our next step. Meaning? Meaning your efforts thus far have merely been towards repairing the damage caused by your predecessor. It could sound like all this has just been a warm-up. My apologies. Did not mean to discount your great efforts, my lord. Simply speaking of the grander scheme. Yeah, I got that. You want to settle on a direction for how to grow the city, right? Indeed. The status quo is vastly inadequate for bringing prosperity to this land. There's no saying when the surrounding territories may cease being so friendly. Set their eyes upon conquering us. But of course, you cannot keep your eyes trained outwards in fear of the attack, and allow the land to devour itself from the inside either. So what you're saying is, it's a balancing act. Precisely. So, What kind of advancements do I want to pursue? What is like a civilization, like Sid Meier's? Do you want to go tech? Do you want to go like for the religious one? Do you want to go for like the what other endings are there? Science one? No, that's tech. Oh. There's something that's been on my mind. This land is ill-suited to growing crops. When I lived in the slums, I had no perspective and figured that what we produced here was no different than anywhere else. But now I know better. The grapes used for our wine are miserable compared to what I've been served elsewhere. This is nearly everything else we grow. I can only assume this land itself is to blame. Ho ho ho. The wine from the south is indeed exceptional. You quite nearly gave me a heart attack when you leapt from your chair in the middle of a meeting. Shouting, "This is nothing like the wine from home." Enough, that never happened. It's my first time tasting anything like it, alright? Anyone would have had the same reaction. Ha ha ha. You haven't grown much, but nevertheless, you're still quite green. Yeah, and I really need to watch myself around this man. In any case, it would be ideal if we could be producing higher quality grapes. Not necessarily to compete with the South, but enough to be serviceable. Efforts to improve our farmland are underway, although it could take some time before we see the progress. Have you any propositions, my lord? Actually, I was thinking it might be best to cut back on agriculture. Do elaborate. What if we were to build the city up into a trade hub of sorts? Meaning, wish to open our gates to our neighbors? Exactly. One thing the city has going for it is its wealth of artisans. But for years, we've only exported our goods. I want to bring people here to purchase. We reduce taxes for merchants and give them special privileges, set tariffs and border taxes lower than they are in the capital, and business will naturally find its way here. This land will be less than optimal for farming, but it's more than adequate for trade. We're in a convenient location to serve as a hub for the surrounding realms. Rather than close our borders and wall ourselves off entirely, opening up and making ourselves of value to our neighbors is far more likely to dissuade potential invasion. We're all pieces on one another's boards, isn't that right? Who says that it can't apply to the entire city? The best way to expand without stepping on anyone's toes is to do so in a way that benefits them as well as us. What do you think? A rather aggressive strategy you propose, my lord. If I may be so bold, there will be many obstacles to this plan's success. You'll need to arrange meetings with the head of each realm you intend to invite, the order and timing of which will be crucial to its success. Furthermore, the influx of outsiders will be a source of much tension among your people. Do you think I'm aiming too high? You're indeed aiming exceedingly high. Your obstacles will be numerous and precipitous? What? I can read! I promise you, guys, I know how to read! I promise you, just hold on. Google.
Precipitous.
Precipitous. Dangerously high or steep. Okay. Nonetheless, obstacles can be overcome. He said it in bold. Your exhaustion is nothing compared to the weariness that awaits you down this path. Do be well aware of this, my lord. Dang right I am. If I'm gonna do this, I'm going all in. The scene's still going on, so do I keep going? The music changed, so I think I'll call it there. This is the title theme song. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna do one again, just like after this episode. I'll go on for like what, another hour tonight, maybe 2 hours. Who knows? Thanks for watching. I really like this. Like Odilon. I forget his name until I had to scroll up. Odilon. Like sing a song, Odilon. Like so, I remember his name. And anyway, I really like him so far. I really hope they don't end up like making him cliché-ly evil, I guess. How I hope his arc dies, I want him to just like pass away one day and Jacopo has no idea what to do. That'll be wonderful. Watching Jacopo suffer like that. Well, like, I mean, I don't want him to suffer. It's just, you know, that's... I know what I'm getting in for, so I'm preparing. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.